Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Factutainment. We're doing our next review of the new Walking with Dinosaurs series for 2025. We watched episode 2. I think it's the River Dragon is the name of the episode.
I wouldn't
And
even call that bitch a drag.
I'm joined by my co-host, Bitch McGee.
Fuck. Hey, I'm Ormaster 101.
And then I'm joined
I'm a very narrow-headed,
by Loudmouth and Ugly Girl.
carnivore. Dibs on Loudmouth.
Anyway, that's Beth, and we're also joined by Brayden.
That's me. I was awake for a little bit of it.
And now he's
It's
joining.
okay. Me and Beth were awake for the
guy who's supposed to be asleep. He's gonna start having Freddy Krueger awake nightmares soon about fucking dinosaurs.
That might be interesting.
I have those.
Terrifying, but interesting.
Hey, bitch! You want to see this fucking dinosaur up close?
Don't worry, Brayden. If Freddy Krueger ever invaded your dreams, I would be there to make him very uncomfortable to leave your dreams.
Oh, heck yeah.
Like, oh no, Mr. Freddy Krueger, I'm just bent over like this all alone. Oh no.
Oh,
Of course,
we need to get you fixed.
I was down at first, and then you said all that, and then put a thought on my head that I'd probably just rather Freddy Krueger do whatever he's gonna do to me.
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna say,
I appreciate you got my back, though.
I love how Google sucks.
Freddy would be
Google
so
sucked
uncomfortable
for a while.
Am I under the impression that you guys wouldn't want me to
salamander?
You guys wouldn't want me to invade your dreams if Freddy Krueger invaded your dreams?
If you were ever in my head, I would kill myself.
Anyway, we're talking about walking with dinosaurs.
But Steg, see, before we get to the synopsis of this episode, we need to have a portion where we show the creation of this episode that we were recording.
Okay.
We need to cut away for 5 minutes.
So, the plot of The River Dragon centers around a male Spinosaurus called Sobek, who is a father who's raising several young... Fuck you, Google.
Aura, would you fuck Sobek the Spinosaurus? I say, knowing the answer.
I mean, if it was a little more anthro.
Okay, you're a coward.
So we got Sobek the Spinosaurus, and he has, at the start of the episode, 4 children. In the episode, it kind of has like a fake out. Well, it first starts off with, the paleontological segment. And then we have
him sleeping.
And then it's like whoever was in the narrator says whoever wakes this dragon up, he'll be very angry at whoever drinks. This dragon will be very, very angry whoever wakes him up, I believe is what he says. And then there's a young Spinosaurus making a lot of noise, and so then he wakes up and and it's like very dramatic music as he approaches the small Spinosaurus, and then he snatches him up in his jaws, and Nick thought he killed him.
Like, gingerly picks him up and walks off.
Like,
so as a result of this, I immediately categorized the Spinosaurus fathers like, you goddamn fucking kids. Better fucking behave yourselves.
Yeah.
It's the Spinosaurus taking taking care of these 4 babies. And they're like this, my goddamn bitch of an ex-wife left me with the kids for the weekend. Better not fuck anything up.
So that's modeled off of how a lot of crocodilians will carry their offspring in their mouths.
Though,
I
I
don't
will
know
say
how
they
accurate
didn't.
this behavior would be for Spinosaurus, mostly because Spinosaurus has
Because
hands.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, they show here in the crocodile is like holding the baby in its entire mouth. This is more like it picked it up with the tip of its snout by the middle of the baby's body.
And it does have another behavior that shows kind of what gharials do later in the episode. So gharials, because their teeth are lined with needles, their jaws are lined with needle-like teeth, they carry their babies on their backs, which is what he does later in the episode as well. So, I'll go back to the Spinosaurus design, if we're just going to talk about the Spinosaurus design itself. I don't really have any major problem with it. At least like the visual design of it. It meets what we know of Spinosaurus to look like right now. This may change in a week.
Right now. You said we're already in contentious territory. I was saying it's a swimmer.
Yeah, there's an argument of like Spinosaurus was a swimmer, and other people are like, no, Spinosaurus tried to swim in the water, it would fucking drown because it couldn't swim right because it's sail and it's aerodynamics. And other people are like, well, it's quadrupedal. Other people are like, no, it was bipedal because we have no evidence of any dinosaurs being knuckle dragging fucking dinosaurs. And they're like, it's like, well, it couldn't have swum, and that's like, then why does it have this giant fucking paddle shaped tail if it can't swim? And
Yowie paddle.
anyway. Also, they have one of the paleontologists they interviewed is like one of the leading Spinosaur experts.
Aside from the Spinosaurus experts who think the other things.
Yeah, there's a couple leading Spinosaurus experts. I'm blanking on the names right now. Yeah, it was like
they're all like feudal warlords taking claim over their certain areas.
Yeah, see, some of them are more expert than the others, and we need to find out who's right.
Yeah, and they fight with bike locks that are shaped like fruit.
So there was.
Since when did you watch Kamen Rider Gaim?
I've watched the first 3 episodes.
I believe it was Nizar Ibrahim was the paleontologist in this segment. Was one of the lead paleontologists in this segment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing he's on the swimming side of things.
Yeah, he's on the Spinosaurus as a swimmer one. Yeah.
So as Chris is looking, sorry.
You know the Pokemon Black and White movie where there are 2 versions of the movie, one where Ash gets Zekrom and one where Ash gets Reshiram and vice versa, and there's like it's more or less the same movie but with differences between them. They should film a second episode with the other guy and the other Spinosaurus design.
Oh my god.
I'm down.
So like Chris is still looking at computers, photos. Hush.
I'm a computer. Stop with all the downloading. Oh, computer.
So I don't know if my co-hosts had talked about it in the previous episode, where the new Walking with Dinosaurs series is filmed a little differently than the old Dinosaurs series.
Oh, we're going to talk about it even more this time.
Well, because I haven't seen an episode of Walking with Dinosaurs yet, except for this one, the 2024 revival.
Yeah,
except
he
for this one.
He wasn't with us for the Triceratops one.
So, I'm not a fan. Not a fan, because with the original series, it's like, oh, this feels like an actual like nature documentary, but like then you then like I'm fine. I was kind of fine with like the opening bit where it's like, oh hey, we found this Spinosaurus fossil. I wonder what's going on with that, and then we get teleported back in time to check out the Spinosaurus. But then every time we like change plot hooks in the episode, we have to teleport back to the
Big site.
to the dig site, and they're like, "Hey, this was a big fucking pterosaur that we only know about with the beak. Yeah, I wonder if it ate the fucking babies. Wouldn't that be fucked up if it ate fucking babies?" And then we cut to and then the pterosaur.
You can tell here by the shape of the beak. This thing exclusively ate babies.
Yeah. And then the voiceover is like, and then a baby Spinosaurus got eaten by a pterosaur. And it's like, okay, you could have just showed us that. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of it like swapping between the things, you know?
All right. So there are some notable. So basically, it follows the plot of there's this father Spinosaurus trying to raise its babies, and it's drawing parallels from there's certain birds where the fathers take care of the offspring. Notable ones that come to mind are like ostriches and cassowaries.
Richard ex-wife.
Penguins do, but they have help from their mate typically, unless their mate dies, which does happen.
Yeah.
Penguins never die.
I don't remember that mercy. I don't remember that mercy voice clip.
The first other animal than I do think it's really neat that they gave the baby Spinosaurs. They all have like chirping noises like baby crocodiles do, which I thought was cute. And overall, I think the designs.
Yeah,
are really
the fathers. Yeah, the father's always trying to herd in the babies. Because one of them's always wanting to fuck off.
Yeah, so for instance, the first major thing that happens in the episode, besides the
sleeping,
is that there is.
Yeah, they're going to a food source. They're going to an area where there might be food, and they're walking through the forest, right?
Well, I was talking about the nursery pool first.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's the nursery pool first, where the babies are learning how to swim. So they're learning how to swim, and then one of them, some of them are going after like fish and bugs, and then this guy tries to go after this amphibian, this weird-looking amphibian, which I don't know is what it's supposed to be. But it looks flat and it looks paddle shaped. It looks kind of like a salamander, and it says on the wiki that it's a salamander-like amphibian. Cool.
General salamander-esque creature.
Yeah.
We made this up. This one was made up by a writer.
So there's an issue.
Yeah, you got the.
What's that?
Yeah, you got the video open, right?
Yeah.
You can, click through it without actually playing the video and getting a shot by the BBC.
No, because you can only go 4 by 20 seconds increments.
You can just grab the clicky the ball and move it around. Hopefully, you might hit the mute button on the audio just in case.
A giant horse conch.
Giant horse cock.
Yeah, no luck.
Yeah.
Alright. So I was looking earlier at... Yeah, here it is. Go back. So I was looking earlier, okay, so what are they referring to? So far, it could be something like Kaba Ashia. The rest of these are frogs. So I'm guessing it's something like this. Maybe. Let's figure out what this looks like.
What was the D name you said?
So it looked a bit like Diplocaulus is what I said. Cool, this is not gonna this is gonna show nothing, is it?
Yeah, you're gonna need to type in dinosaur or something. I did also think that when I saw it, it looked like the Diplocatus, but they filled in the head more because it was okay, maybe there was more meat in this area, so it wasn't as boomerang shaped as we think it is, or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. So the issue with Diplocaulus and it being Diplocaulus is that Diplocaulus went extinct in the Permian period. So I don't think it's Diplocaulus. I think it's just some weird amphibian they kind of made up. Because the
dipshit call us.
But yeah. Yeah, because the rest of these are frogs. Okay. Anyway. So then we continue in the episode. And we continue forward into the Kim Kim bed, and they're kind of moving like the Spinosaurus named Sobek. And after we have yet another paleontological cutaway, they're like, these are the bones of some terrifying predators that lived in the Kim Kim. And then we see
these are bones.
Elosuchus. Where
It's the pterosaur, right?
No, the crocodile.
Oh, right. And
Which,
the unnamed iguanodon that it ate.
Yeah, the unnamed iguanodon. Come on. Load,
motherfuckers,
please.
come on.
So Elosuchus was a large crocodile that lived in the Kim Kim beds, obviously. And it probably ate a variety of animals. So it trying to go after, like... It doesn't actually go after anything. It just kind of like shows up as like, this could be a threat, and then it doesn't do anything. Which is kind of neat. Although...
No, didn't it eat the iguanodon, or did that
no, that was
other thing eat the
Carcharodontosaurus.
iguanodon?
Sorry.
It looked like a caiman.
What about a gay man? Hey.
I came at a lot of things.
God damn it. Shit.
See, that was this guy.
What
Carcharodontosaurus.
is this fucking thing? You ever see? You know how they always show eagles from like the side profile? Because if you look at them from the front, they look fucking stupid. That's what is with this. Because when you see this thing from the front angle, I just bust out laughing. This head is so fucking narrow.
Yeah.
I think it's just
like,
a little guy.
It was not a little guy. It was the T-Rex of Africa. Remember?
Big little guy.
That little guy, it's a big man. Big man.
Mm. A big man, you say?
And now Aura's gonna want to fuck it.
Y'all are.
I'm sorry
bitches.
for predicting you exactly.
You can't predict the thing about me. I'm a wild card.
Uh-huh. What'd you have
Just a
for
little
supper
guy.
today?
I'm not gonna. I already talked about what I had for supper today earlier, so you know exactly.
Yeah, you ate like the meat pile or whatever your family ordered.
I ate barbecue.
Anyway,
Ribs and pulled pork.
Carcharodontosaurus shows up, and there's also there is the. We did think okay. There was the Kim Kim ornithopod, which I'll try and pull up real fast. I'll see if I can identify it. I don't think I can. It's not identified on name.
Oh man, I wish he
An
was
indeterminate ornithopod comparable in size to a iguanodon. Okay.
God damn it! What the hell's going on with my internet?
Oh, that's the
Sharks are biting on the internet cables. The sharks in the
Kansas.
the Kansas Ocean. The
Kansas
Ocean.
Kansas Ocean.
Well, you see, Stan, Kansas used to be a wide through river billion trillion years ago.
Actually, it used to be a forest.
That's why there's sharks eating my internet.
Wait, if Kansas was why are they eating your internet if it's in Kansas?
I'm saying your internet.
Touche.
Wait, is that the entire episode right there on PBS?
What?
Is that the whole episode right there?
Yeah.
What the fuck, PBS?
You're bending. Well, it's because they air BBC stuff, but like you're bending over backwards to get into BBC. It's for the actual website.
Okay, we'll watch it on PBS going forward.
Chris going up to Big Daddy BBC and just being like, "Oh, I just want to get in and watch." Walking with the dinosaurs.
It's difficult.
I don't think I would call PBS as Big Daddy, seeing as they're probably about to die soon.
Old Daddy.
Well, they're not even like dying of like natural causes. They're being killed.
Murder Daddy.
Thank you, Republicans. Because we can't have anything be good for anyone, because being good for people is socialism.
Oh.
So there's an unidentified ornithopod that I can't. Maybe I can just do this. We'll just go until there it is. It's in the background here. There we go. So there's an unnamed ornithopod. It looks like it's about to be like the crocodile. Is Elosuchus is going to go up and strike it? No, it's actually a Carcharodontosaurus that kills it and eats it.
Carcharodontosaurin time.
And then we cut to another paleontological segment. And then Carcharodontosaurus and Sobek kind of face off a little bit, and then Sobek leaves. Mm-hmm. This is a pattern that will continue to happen. And then we got to another paleontological cutaway segment. And then we go to, it's the Titanosaurs. Show up next. They're just called.
We found this crocodile jaw. Wouldn't it be cool if these were in the same general vicinity as one another?
Yeah. So Titanosaur, they're just called Titanosauria. This is because there are 3 known sauropods from the Kim bed. Only one is actually named. One is called Rebeccasaurus. Why didn't they use Rebeccasaurus? I don't know. They decided to go with the Titanosaur model. So it said it was comparable to Parallelititan, which, sure, let's go with that. They do a decent paleontological segment where it's like, and this is the fossilized trackway of where they walked. I thought that was neat. Maybe just do like 2 paleontological cutaways per segment, per like episode instead of,
or at least
14.
Make them shorter.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Did you count in the first episode how much of the footage was actual dinosaurs?
No.
I feel like these are hour-long episodes. I feel like they could just be a half hour without.
They're like 49 minutes, yeah. So almost an hour.
No, it went up to at least 50 minutes. I was looking at the bar whenever it showed up on the screen.
Really?
Yeah.
It says 48-20.
Oh. I don't know numbers.
I'm sure some of them can get up to 50.
All right.
I'm sure we could round out the time to 50 minutes total if we just show some dinosaur dicks towards the end. You know what I mean?
I mean, the first one had oviposition.
I gotta go back and watch the first episode.
Oh my god.
No. The first series had an ovipositor.
Damn it!
Oh yeah, it did.
All right. So one thing I want to talk about with
Find some Dino China.
the Kim Kim beds. The Kim Kim beds are very unique, and they are like a large delta of like swamps and rivers connecting to the ocean that have a lot of huge fish in them. Now we do see one of the large fish in the episode, but they had like, this is a coelacanth relative that was bigger than you. This is a lungfish that was about the size of you. This is a bashir about the size of you. This is a carp about the size of you. This is a sawfish that's bigger than you. So I had a lot of huge fish, which supported stuff like Elosuchus, plesiosaurs, that freshwater plesiosaurs, and then you had stuff like Spinosaurus. You also had a variety of other crocodilians. If I recall, there's like Stomatosuchus, which had like crazy like pancake jaw.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see where this is going.
And then we had there was a variety of this is Stomatosuchus. Just talk about it real fast because I just liked Stomatosuchus.
Of course.
We think that it has the pancake jaws because it was actually a filter feeder. Anyway.
I'm sorry, a filter feeder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feeds on filters.
Thank you, Braden.
Also in the Kim Kim, there's a variety of other theropods in the Kim Kim. Notably, there is stuff like Rugops, who's a small belosaur, and there is another abelosaur, and there's Deltadromeus, and there's a Noasaur. Some people say there's a Dromaeosaur.
Thing in the bottom left. Okay, well.
What? Which one?
Just scroll back down very carefully.
Uh-huh.
The thing in the bottom left, right there, that has the really fucked up frill, the sail.
Oh, that's Spinosaurus.
Oh.
Someone did weird art for it. There's possibly a second Spinosaur called like Osphericosaurus. A lot of people are like, this may just be Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus is so cool, why haven't they made Spinosaurus 2?
No, I was wrong. It's not Sarcophorus. It's Sigilmassosaurus. Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, and this is supposedly like Sigilmassosaurus. Looks really similar to Spinosaurus, to be honest, but some people argue that it's distinct. And here's like Deltadromeus, which is like a smaller theropod. Anyway. I say this because Carcharodontosaurus shows up twice. And there's in the episode, because there's the first confrontation where Carcharodontosaurus kills an ornithopod, and then he scares off like Sobek, because Sobek's like, okay, I need to take the kids out of here, it's not safe. Which that would be a thing that I understand. And then you have the next segment.
Woods.
Woods.
Well, they do walk through the woods, but then they first encounter the Titanosaur carcass.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are really into the woods segment. All right. Sorry.
Sobek is bigger.
Sobek is bigger. This will not load for some reason. There we go. So they say that there's the narrator states that one of the older dies and leaves this massive carcass, which is like a big stockpile of food. And Sobek's attracted to it because he has babies.
They say it.
Go ahead.
They say it weighs as much as a whole herd of elephants,
which is like something like 40 tons. These two predators, which are significantly smaller than the carcass, proceed to fight over the carcass. And then the Carcharodontosaurus wins because he's more aggressive, and Sobek turns and leaves because he has kids to protect. And then Sobek proceeds to now have to struggle to find a different food source. This carcass is 40 tons. For comparison, elephant carcass, Africa, scavengers. Oh, look! Look at this. Look how there's predators on a massive carcass being fine with each other, eating from the same carcass, because the carcass is fucking massive.
Well, like these are scavengers, right? Like the Spinosaurus isn't exactly a scavenger, right?
Every single carnivore is a scavenger when the opportunity strikes.
Okay.
Every single carnivore.
Literally, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, do lions and hyenas fight over carcasses? Yes. You know what happens when those fights occur? One of them gets access first, and then when they're full, they leave, and the other guy comes back and eats his fill.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's just my side point.
Yeah, no, it was still weird that they were arguing over a big fucking chunk of meat.
Yeah. So, then they continue on after we have yet another paleontological cutaway segment. And they go into the woods, yes.
Do they go to Grandmama's house?
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, they go into the woods.
Actually,
but first...
This part kind of capitalized something.
Here's them walking into the woods. But first, we have them going over an Onchopristis skeleton by the firelight for the paleontological segment. Remember that?
I do remember that. Why were they doing it by firelight?
I have no idea.
Because the sun went down.
It looks cool.
It's not like they've been driving around in cars this entire time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this was almost certainly done because it makes a cool shot for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then they...
And you're talking about this when they brought up this fish. You said called it what for?
So I called it's the skeleton of Onchopristis. Now Onchopristis is this guy. So Onchopristis, let's see if I can. It's probably in the fish section, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fish.
So Onchopristis is what's called a saw skate. And Onchopristis is notable in paleomedia in that basically every time this guy shows up in paleomedia, it's to be eaten by Spinosaurus. And yes, we do know that Spinosaurus ate some of them. Because we do have evidence from Onchopristis bones that they've been eaten by Spinosaurus. Here's how big some of them could get.
Is it because of this one dig site that this happens?
Yeah, because they're found in close proximity to each other. But there's so much art of Onchopristis just getting eaten by a Spinosaurus.
When I see a delicious Onchopristis.
Yeah. So, how long have we been recording for? 1 second. Okay. So yeah, they see Onchopristis, and we see Onchopristis from like above because it shows like, oh, this apparently a migration of them's happening, so they can go like breed in a part of the river or like part of the river that joins a lake. I like Onchopristis. It's just like I called it in that. Oh, it's a Spinosaur documentary. Onchopristis is gonna show up and get eaten by Spinosaurus. So then we have the forest segment. So here's like Onchopristis at night. Then we have another paleontological cutaway where we talk about the bones of a pterosaur named Ahiguea. I want to say is how you say it.
Oscuelga?
No, it's Alonqua. So Alonqua is a fragmentary pterosaur. Known mostly from the beak and then I believe a couple ribs. Like part of the beak and a couple ribs. So we have Alonqua show up.
Eating ribs right now.
Should have gone to rib crib.
No, I have no. My mom made ribs.
Tasty.
I have to table them because we've been reviewing. I need and it like I can't just bring ribs into my room. I have to sit at the table and eat them. And I haven't been able to do that.
I love eating ribs.
Here's like the first segment we see of Alonqua in the episode. I do really like this scene. This scene's probably the best scene in this episode, where you have this like misty, dark forest, and Alonqua, because it's an Asdarchid, and Asdarchid, that's another thing in paleomedia, Asdarchids are always shown eating children.
Yeah, so this scene capitalizes on something that was in episode 1 when they showed that other pterosaur. When you look at these things head on, it is like looking at a line. You can almost barely see it. So there are parts where the Spinosaurus father will look back and won't see it. It's like one of those things you don't see it until you see it, because it just looks like a twig.
These are in Alonqua. Here. But yeah, it blends in to look like it's a tree, because these things are tall, and they are vertical, and hang on, there's an Asdarchid horror. There's a cool paleo art piece that shows like what an Asdarchid at night, would look like.
It's just flat.
Because you remember, you're the size of this guy. If it loads.
This is you.
This is you. This is how big an Asdarchid is.
You're too late. I have already depicted myself as the alpha male Asdarchid, and you as the tiny beta male Spinosaurus child.
There's actually a decent amount of art like this where it's like they're hiding in the mist.
Yeah, because they just look like Elden Ring monsters.
You know who else is an Elden Ring monster? Braden.
My mom.
I remember seeing a video.
I can see that right there.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you sleep like Braden does.
I remember seeing a video the other day where it was like, I remember seeing a video earlier. It was like a short, and it was the Asdarchid, like an Asdarchid in the forest at night. It's like standing vertical, and the moon's like catching it so that you can like just see it, and it's just the fucking death theme from Puss in Boots 2, like the.
I could take this guy on. Fuck this dude.
Here's Land Before Time
fight, right?
fan art of an Asdark trying to kill Littlefoot.
Oh my god! Petrie, what the fuck?
Run, little white boy, run!
And here's more El Aqua. Anyway, so El
Oh my
Aqua's role in the
God.
episode is so it's routinely teased that this area is incredibly full of dangers, and that the babies are at constant risk, and it pays off in this segment because El Aqua catches and eats a baby, and the father can
Like
barely
snatches it up
even
and fucks
see.
off.
Yeah, the father can barely even see what happened to the child. He's movement in the distance and it disappears, and he's just like trying to find the child.
Yeah, he never even sees it.
Yeah. And then we go to the day, and we're back to the Onchopristis breeding ground. And
You don't call my Pristis.
the Spinosaur dad is taking him to the Onchopristis breeding ground, but before we can get to that, we cut back to another paleontological segment.
We just need to start drinking through these. Take a shot every time there's a paleontological segment.
And the paleontological segment goes on and on about how Spinosaurus had these unique like vertebrae and a big paddle-like tail, and establishes that like this meant that Spinosaurus was really good at swimming, which we saw earlier in another segment where Spinosaurus was swimming. And then we cut back. So this segment goes on for. Okay, here we go. We go back to the river here. And then it's shown that like a bunch of the river, all along the river is other Spinosaurus. And they're hunting the Onchopristis, they're standing on the side of the river and they're catching them as they come by. So Sobek encounters another male Spinosaurus, and for some reason they fight over access to the river. I don't know why.
It's like in Prometheus. You can't walk left. You can't go left or right. You got to go head on.
Which I'm not saying that like this is based off of kind of behavior of like bears during salmon runs that all like line across the river. I'm not saying there isn't conflict between bears at salmon runs, but like bears at salmon runs.
Platoon 3.
They genuinely coexist quite decently. Like, here's an example. Fuck you, Google. Here's an example. Yeah, does this look like they're fighting each other constantly over the fish that are in abundance?
Well, no, because it's a still image. they posed for this picture and then started beating the shit out of each other.
Like WWE.
Yep.
One of them pulls out a katana. Like, oh no, Kisama.
I guess there's like some fighting, but then these two are just chilling. These two are fighting. These two are chilling. This guy's just watching.
The cuck bear.
These two are chilling.
Somebody modded boobs onto Ultron and Marvel Rivals.
Cool.
Pics where it didn't happen.
But no, this couldn't be Spinosaurus for some reason, so they have to fight. And then it's shown that like, okay, so Sobek isn't allowed to just fish on the riverside. And so it's going to need to go into the water to fish.
Ritual dance.
And then so Sobek goes in the water, and then they go to a paleontological segment talking about could Spinosaurus fish and hunt in the water, even though right beforehand we just had a paleontological segment about how they were really good at fishing and hunting in the water. And then we go to a segment where we see Sobek try and fail to catch a few Oncopresses because they're. It is nice that we show that not the Oncopress is not just getting bodied constantly. He tries and fails to catch two, but then he comes back from the bottom and he catches and kills one. And then he's bringing it back on shore to feed his family. And then the Spinosaurus from before fights him.
And I wanted that fish.
Yeah, and then this is apparently enough to, spoilers ahead, kill Sobek. This one bite. Cool. Sobek slashes this guy across the face. Cat gets the fish, brings it back to his kids. And you think the episode is about to be over. But we have another paleontological cutaway segment. Where they talk at length about how Sobek died when he was pretty young. They say he died when he was about 19, and that most theropods lived in their 20s or into their 30s. I don't know how accurate that is. I guess it depends on kind of what... If you look at crocodilians, a lot of crocodilians can live almost to 100 years, if not more. Some birds can live almost that long as well. Other birds don't live nearly as long. Some birds live less than 20 years. So I guess it kind of depends on what you're using for model reference as for this organism. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they say it's a triumph for Sobek because he's provided for his kids who are still tiny. But in ensuring their future, he has doomed himself. And then he dies.
He bought them McDonald's. He bought them McDonald's once, assuring they will live for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. And Avery put it best the episode sets us up as a triumph. But those kids are dead.
He fully splatted on the ground. Now I'm of the death. Bleh.
And it's kind of just eat their dad's body.
It's kind of baffling to me, especially compared to last episode. We also know that Clover died early, but they don't show Clover's death. But they choose to show Sobek's. And personally, I think it may have been better and okay, if you're going to have him fight the other Spinosaurus over food to feed his young, he ensures the food. He doesn't die immediately afterwards, but maybe he gets injured and he can't use his arm properly or something. And you can be and this will eventually lead to his death. I don't know. Anyway, what are our thoughts?
How do I put this nicely?
I think the paleontological segments are going to get more and more grating as these episodes go on.
Yeah. I definitely like the dinosaur portions of the video of the movie of the series, but then we get broken up by Mr. Bojangles and the Jackass Dinosaur Gang. What was this dinosaur all about? I don't know. I think it kind of swam.
I guess we'll never know.
I think they kind of swam, interestingly enough. Maybe they fished. And it's are you fucking kidding me?
And it's it's not being helpful to the series. It's not being helpful to the paleontologists.
Yeah,
it's the here for Godzilla factor of we're just here to see Godzilla. We're just here to see the dinosaurs.
Yeah, in other series that are like this, the paleontologist sections hold a reason for shit. In Walking with Dinosaurs, the paleontology sections were there to be oh hey, this is what was going on with this dinosaur in this part of America at the time, and they told us about it, that sort of stuff.
And I think it felt less jarring because it was those were maybe 30 seconds. Maybe a minute. Yeah. And then meanwhile you have, let's just do this let's just do, there's a second. Come on. My computer's being weird. 1 second. Can y'all hear me still?
Because they're all what's gonna happen next. Then they go to the segment explaining what's about to happen. Then they show what happens. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. So here's this paleontological segment that starts at 38 minutes and about 38 minutes, and it goes until 40:35. So that's 2 minutes 35 seconds of one paleontological segment. There are in this episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 paleontological segments in one episode.
Jesus
Each are
Christ.
over a minute or 2 minutes long. So you calculate that out. That's, being generous, 18 minutes of this episode is the paleontological cutaways. It's a 48-minute episode, which means that if it wasn't for paleontological cutaways, it would be 30 minutes.
Let's start. I think we should make what's the word? We should make an add-on for Google for BBC that just skips the
Paleontological. And I feel
Filters
mean
out all
saying that.
paleontologists.
I feel mean saying that because I think there is a merit to having the paleontology segments. They are really abusing them. It feels like they're padding for time. It feels like they're padding for time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like, and I also have to imagine it's for like saving on CG because
Yeah.
I have to imagine they have this much time allotted to them, which means they have to fill it out as opposed to making it like it doesn't feel natural that these are this long.
Yeah. Because, like, with the first series, it kind of felt like you may have even wanted more in the episode. Like, more time. It doesn't feel like the episodes are, like, as short as they are. This, you feel how long the episodes are. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But what are our overall final thoughts on
it? I think at least
I like the through line. I like the forest scene. I don't entirely remember what the episode was about, or if it was compared to this.
I do like it shows it as being a parent. There's a few other episodes I would compare this to, but they're in like Walking with Beasts or Walking with Monsters. Because there's like a Walking Beasts episode that's entirely devoted to there's a creature called a Paraceratherium, and it has a baby, and it's all about the episode's all about it raising its baby. You have the mother T-Rex, but that also really feels like the episode of these are the last dinosaurs. Do you want to watch them die? Like that's what the T-Rex episode feels like.
Hey kids, wanna die?
Exactly. It's called Death of a Dynasty for a reason. That's what it feels like.
Death of Duck Dynasty.
Death of a Dynasty.
But anyway, where do we want to put Walking with Dinosaurs, The River Dragon? Where would we rank it?
So
Probably a B.
yeah, I think B is a pretty good idea. It wasn't like it's not a bad episode, not a great episode, just kind of there.
What are your thoughts, Brandon?
Yeah, the parts I saw were all right. I get to see uh, the scene in the forest when it was dark, and I saw the kid get picked up by the beak. That was.
I may say this. I think this episode maybe kind of suffers a little bit by. There's. Maybe it's just because I know a lot about the Kim Kim beds.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of creatures in the Kim Kims they could have featured, and instead they featured the same, like, couple creatures over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had Carcharodontosaurus show up twice. You could have replaced one of the Carcharodontosaurus scenes with another large theropod we know, like Rugops or
Rugula.
Delta Dromius, I believe was one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Delta Dromius.
Deltarune.
Or Elaphosaurus. They did do a neat Asdarkid. There's other pterosaurs known from the Kim Kim they could have used. They used a Titanosaur, which I don't mind them using, but we do have other sauropods known from the Kim Kim that are named, like Rebecusaurus.
Right.
There's other fish they could have used. Hell, they could have used the unnamed ornithopod, like Iguanodont, but instead of it being Carcharodontosaurus in that segment, the crocodile just gets it, like what we thought it was going to do. But, oh well. I feel like I'm just kind of nitpicking now.
No, it's okay.
Yes, but you're doing it correctly.
But I'm doing it correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in.
Tune in next time where we watch another dinosaur thing. That's real fun.
I mean, that is sort of technically what we're going to be recording next.
Bye.